I've made some tweaks to the Mardu energy shell. This is my first round of changes after posting about the deck a lot, making the one video about it. The first idea that I've heard from a couple of people is to reduce how dependent this deck is on black and to remove the black one drops. And I totally agree with that. This is hopefully going to make the mana base a lot less painful. So you can see now we can actually play 4 Sacred Foundries. It makes a lot of sense to fetch this Sacred Foundry. We have less of the off-color shocklands because we're going to just need to fetch them less often. We're more splashing black as opposed to being a dedicated 3-color deck. One of the other things this allowed us to do is just take Thoughtseize out of the main, because at least right now in the current meta, I don't think we should be main decking Thoughtseize. There's a lot of creature decks running around. I was sideboarding out all 4 copies very frequently, and if you're sideboarding out 4 copies frequently, it should probably start in the sideboard. We do still have access to all 4 Thoughtseize, and we do still have access to all 4 Surgicals, so we do get to have the upside of being able to run Black Discard in the spell, or in the deck, but we don't have to main deck it, which is awesome. We still have Black for Chthonian and Bowmasters, of course. These cards are pretty good. And since we did get some extra deck slots, we have added a few more cards. We went up to 4 Flage, we added a Fable, and added 2 more removal spells in the place of the Thoughtseizes. And then I also decided to try out Ocelot Pride here. Now, it's a little antithetical to my original goal with this deck, which is to reduce the reliance on these 1-drops that just die to a Bowmaster's ping. But I haven't tried Ocelot Pride in this deck in a while, and the last time I did, I was playing like the Cat Oven and like some other really junky combos where the card quality is through the floor, and it might have made the deck look worse than it was, and it wasn't Ocelot Pride's fault. So I'm going to give it another shot because now the rest of this shell like functions really well. We're going to see how this is. We're going to see whether or not having an explosive Guide of Souls Ocelot Pride hand occasionally helps us. We're going to see how good it is with Nightmare, because it should be quite good with Nightmare. And the sideboard, we got the same cards. I think we pulled the Duresses out because we moved the Thoughtseizes to the sideboard, and then 2 of the Swords went to the main deck. I haven't put new cards into the sideboard. This is the new main deck configuration. We're just going to run it for a couple of games in ranked. I do want to move on to some other decks. Oh, you saw Temur Wizards there as my second most recent deck. That's what I'm going to play tomorrow, or make a video on tomorrow. I just want to get a couple more games with this in, and I also want to play some games myself with the Temur Wizards, just so I can refine it a little bit. I don't want to like fumble around and punt some games away. It's a little embarrassing. Oh, we got an instant queue. Alright, nice. Let's get our silly picture on, and then let's turn me off. The frog boy, he's gonna move a little bit. There we go. White frog. We will be on the play with our new version of the deck. Alright, so we have a double Nightmare. So is this a keep? I don't think so. Having double Nightmare is essentially mulliganing to 6. So we're going to mulligan to 6 and see if we can get a really snazzy 6. This isn't a hand that curves out particularly fast. I don't know what my opponent is playing, just showing Jegantha. Jegantha could be a lot of things. This is a better 6. So the question is, what do we put back? I think we put back Flage as the card that goes wrong. We have, or the card that goes long, excuse me. We have 4 copies of Flage in the deck now, so we're much more likely to draw it. And now we have removal spell into either Raptor or a Johnny, followed up by a Nightmare. Pretty sweet. Question is whether or not we shock on turn 1. I think we will go ahead and say no. I don't know what my opponent is playing. Hopefully I don't regret that. If I had a fetch land, it would be a lot easier decision, because then just, of course, hold the fetch land up. We are playing 10 fetches. Stomping Ground coming through, Braggy Man. Yeah, I wish I held my mana up, but you can't take back every decision. Let's go ahead and play a tapped land. I will go ahead and just shoot this. No, we'll shoot this in combat. I would say I wanted to say I'll play around a random protection spell, but honestly, they're more likely to have a second Ragavan and dash it than they are to play a protection spell in Gruul. Like, those spells exist, but I haven't seen someone play it on ladder in a very long time. Next turn we can untap and we'll be able to hit anything off of Raptor. We are up to 5 3-drops from just 3. So we do have to be a little bit careful when we play our Raptors. That's nice. We can get a Surveil Land going. So we could easily hit a removal spell off of the Raptor. So we have options. We could just play out Nightmare. I don't know how good that is with literally nothing in our graveyard. We could just play out a Johnny, but I don't want him to die to a removal spell. I think we could play out the Amulet, since we have some extra energy left. And perhaps I was supposed to tap it and draw a card before I played this land drop here. Attune with Ether, nice, nice. We have an opponent here trying out probably a Teamer Energy Shell, which is sweet, or maybe some other color combination. Attune with Ether is very good. One of the energy cards from the original Kaladesh that's like somewhat on par with the efficiency of cards like Galvanic Discharge. Saint Fire coming through. And then for us, what I'm thinking is, unless they present a threat here, just attune with Ether. What we're going to do is we're going to tap our Amulet, look at the card, use that information to inform our decision on getting a Surveil Land here. Go to their end step. Tap you. Lage, cool. Let's go ahead and grab a Surveil Land. I would like, do I want a second black source? Second red source. I'll take the second red source. Oh, this is both the second red and black. Right, and then let's mill this extra flage. Don't need to draw that. All right, ooh, so now we get to get the Guide of Souls turn going. Should it be Guide of Souls into Amped Raptor? Perhaps Guide of Souls into a Johnny? I would like to be able to flip a Johnny right away if I'm putting him into play. He's very exposed to removal, so I think we should do Guide of Souls into Amped Raptor here. But then let's pour into hitting a removal spell because we want to hit an enemy creature. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go Guide of Souls, play the Ajani. If the Ajani dies, so be it. We can get it back with Chthonian Nightmare. That seems pretty good to me. We're also going to generate 2 energy here. Unfortunately, we probably don't want to tap our Amulet and activate it here. I would like to cast this Flage. It's a good card. It is a removal spell just chilling, and I don't want to just pass on it by tapping my Amulet, right? I'll have to see what our opponent is doing. Especially if they got a card like Bone Crusher Giant that they might spend 3 mana on, and then we can cleanly remove it for 3 of our own mana. I think opponent's play here is to stomp my Guide. Yeah. Guide of Souls is a messed up card. You don't let that thing stay in play. The good news is, though, if they tap all the way out, I can flip this Ajani really comfortably. Yeah, please, like, tap out for this. They're not gonna tap out. Alright, so the question is, should I go for the Chthonian Nightmare anyway? Get our Guide of Souls back? But also Legend Rule the Ajani? Interesting. So if they, for example, use a removal spell on a Johnny in response to me activating, is that the worst thing ever? I don't think so. I think we're still good. We're still generating energy here. We're gonna get our Guide of Souls back into play. Like even if a Johnny does eat another removal spell, I think that's okay. Get the Guide of Souls back. It's a good card. I get the opportunity to flip him. Does opponent have a removal spell? Oh, I do get to flip him. Sweet. If he got removed, I don't think it's that bad. I think we just try again next turn. Right. Looks like they got the bolt here with the trigger on the stack. Okay. That's fine. So I am really thinking about passing on this Flage with the Amulet. It is just a removal spell. My opponent is like just holding cards that I know it's good against. Dig for the land drop. We're gonna have so much energy. Let's go ahead and pass on the Flage. Goodbye, Flage. Ah, no. I wasn't planning on hitting that. We didn't tap correctly. We didn't need to tap both of our white mana, though I wasn't thinking that far ahead. We should have left Sacred Foundry up because our 1 mana hits here are Galvanic Blast, Swords to Plowshares, Guide of Souls. I'd like to believe that if this was paper, I would do it right, but I surely would not think that far ahead. More full removal spells for our opponent. So here's Gruul, and this is a grind fest. Gruul energy versus Mardu. I like what I see. What's cool is we're getting very close to getting Fleege back. We get fetch land. It's going to be welcome back Fleege time. I think what we're going to do is we're always going to put this Guide of Souls out of exile, take another card out of exile, see what we get. Fourth land. That's unfortunately the only land that doesn't contribute to casting Fleege in our deck. Maybe there's an argument to take this basic swamp out of the deck now that we took the Thoughtseize out, but I would prefer not to die to Blood Moon. Prefer not to roll over and die to Blood Moon every single time. Go ahead and tap. Spend some energy. An amped boy. Okay. What do we want to do? Do we want to play another Johnny out? We have 4 mana, so next turn we can do a Johnny and Nightmare together. I do like that a lot. Let's go ahead and play this out. This is just going to generate some energy, gain me 1 life. We might go ahead and just start pumping our energy into Guide of Souls. Oh, never mind. I'm gonna die. We will not put our energy into the Guide of Souls attack trigger and get on the beatdown, because our opponent is down to 11. We can't start getting on the beatdown. It's just been a little bit of a slow draw from us, and they've had a lot of interaction. I mean, they've had Bolt, Discharge Bolt to slow us down. And plus, this is not a particularly fast deck. Unfortunately, we are playing a slow energy deck here, which has its own merits. Maybe I should go back to the fast energy deck for a couple games just to compare them. Hopefully adding Ocelot Pride back helps with our speed. Our opponent with a wealth of options. Trying to think about my turn in advance. I think it might be in a Johnny Nightmare Recur Flage kind of turn and take out their blocker. That might be play. That would be pretty sick. Costume Druid is going to hit the battlefield. 3 triggers, by the way. That's a lot, dudes. And there's DRC. Okay. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, this costs a little life. You may draw a card. Thankfully, we get to flip our Johnny. So it's going to be play a Johnny, flip a Johnny. We're going to get Flage back. Flage is going to take out the Dragon's Rage Channeler, and then we can use a Johnny to take out the Question Drake. Alright, now we're pretty stable. They do have triple amulet, which, god, that's scary. Dang, triple amulet's scary. Ooh, maybe I should have tapped that earlier in the turn. But I've been able to use that extra mana? Don't think so. Now we get to be the ones escaping Flage, which is pretty dope. So I think we are going to have lethal between Flage hitting them for 3, Johnny activating, and attacking. But our opponent could definitely do some funny stuff here. That's 3 things. Bing, bing, bing. Now, if they cast a burn spell from exile, we just lose. Oh, there's Abzan. It's a bauble. We go to 1. Now all they need to do is tap those amulets. Wow, what a cool draw from them. Triple amulet, triple pings. And, ooh, it could shock in, right? Yeah. Alright, GG close. Alright, so against the Gruul version of the deck, see, this is another time we would sideboard out the Thoughtseizes. Ugh. So let's ask ourselves the question, how good is Bowmaster's here? And actually, it's pretty good against a DRC deck. Is it at its absolute best? I don't think so, but it's good enough. So what do we want to have in it? Or what don't we want? I do like every card that we have in right now, and I think all 4 swords is pretty sweet. Question of what comes out. They have so many 2-for-1s. I love the Bone Crusher Giant. Bone Crusher Giant and Questing Druid, they're all pretty much just card advantage on a stick. Maybe Bowmasters is the worst card, but it is a which I really value right. Maybe we could just take out a Fable of the Mirror Breaker, and then we could take out one Nightmare, because we don't want to go too slow. Maybe we could take out one Bowmaster. We take out one Kitty Cat. Get back. Yes. I think Flage is a 4 of here. Flage is going to be awesome, providing us the pseudo card advantage that Bone Crusher Giant can also do. Maybe on the play here, show me the Guided Souls Kitty Cat hand. Enough, but hey, here's double Unstable Amulet, which absolutely kicked our ass last game, right? I'm gonna go ahead and play Marsh Flats just in case I do feel the desire to Swords to Plowshares a Ragavan. I totally will Swords a Ragavan, but this also helps deny them information off this bobble, which is pretty sweet. You're gonna bobble themselves just to educate their fetching decision, probably. Okay, cool. I'll go ahead and grab one of my Surveillance. Grab Black White over here. We have one of our Surveils in hand. We're playing two. We're playing them on the 2 off colors, which I think is correct. Maybe one of them should be Boros colors. Yep, that's a 2 for 1. Let's keep them. I'm gonna play an Amulet first. We don't have a draw that will particularly put us on the beatdown, so I'm happy to just play this. Like, if we did have a 1-drop and we were starting to beat down our opponent, I would play an Ampcrafter, and I would take the chance of hitting a Swords to Plowshares and just kind of whiffing. Just to put more pressure on, but this is not a game we're going to win quick. Not with this hand, unfortunately. This is a game that we're going to win slow with these Amulet triggers, Ampcrafter, smothering our opponent and card advantage. Game 2? They're your own Amulet. Alright. Gruul Amulet versus Mardu Amulet. Which one wins? Alright, there's a cool Arid Mesa. Okay, I like that. There's a Chthonian Nightmare. I like a lot of things going on. I'm going to play another Amulet. Just because, again, I don't have any hits for Raptor. Now all of our Raptor cards are going to hit them for 2, which is awesome. We're going to tap this one that doesn't have a card exiled with it. And now we're going to go tap, tap, tap on the land. There's no reason to play Mesa because I don't have another Surveil land to grab. These are both untapped mana sources. I mean, there's one reason, and that's I can't activate both of these next turn because they both have something stuck under them, but I'm not going to generate that much energy anyway. I already have 2 land drops chilling in exile, so this goes to the graveyard. Lightning Bolt, you got it. Wait, is someone going to play a threat? Oh no! We drew the basic planes, we're saved! Dang, I wasn't expecting Blood Moon from them. Could I fetch around it? Yeah, I had a Marsh Flats, I could have, but I'm never gonna fetch that basic on turn 1. Alright, so good news is we have basic planes. Yeah, good news is that we have basic planes. Bad news is we got a Chthonian stuck in our hand. Alright, let me think with my thinker really quick. So, I could run out these Amp Raptors. Amp Raptors do have some problems right now. They could hit a 3-drop. They could totally hit a 3-drop. Or they could hit a Swords. So what we're going to do is we're going to put your Godland into our hand. I would say, alright opponent, you want a long game? We're going to play a long game. There's a DRC. I think I'm going to Swords this 99.9% of the time. Blood Moon number 2. Please feel free to surveil, and then I can Swords your creature. I got very lucky with drawing this basic point. It's third to lose this matchup. Ooh. I really miss being the Blood Moon deck. Like, I'm kind of starting to doubt whether or not this Mardu version is truly better. But we're just playing good old Juicy J, right? 8 mana, 5/5, that moves. All you need sometimes. Both of us on the double Amulet draw. Oh, you know, opponent totally locked themselves out of green too, so maybe this is awkward for them as well. It's only awkward for me because I'm like reading value with these Raptors. I cast them a while ago. I just don't want to randomly hit a card I can't play. I hope that's understandable. There's unfortunate. Oh, Jacantha, my beloved. I could cast my cards. I think attacking for 5 is worth more. As such, I will. And I think we are now on the beatdown enough that I'm going to cast one of these raptors. Hopefully not hitting a flinch. Hitting a Guide of Souls, that's fantastic. We're going to keep casting raptors because we hit that. Oh yeah, now we got the energy. If my opponent somehow sidewarded in a red board wipe, then power to them. I highly doubt they did that. Oh, another! Oh, it's Christmas. Oh, it's Christmas. Alright, opponent unfortunately blood mooned themselves. Put in the Fable and take out one of the nightmares. It's gonna be hard to defend myself against a blood moon. Like, I have the 2 basics, Swamp and Plains, that I can fetch, but it might be tough to actually fetch them, so let's just take out the Nightmare and the Bowmasters. Honestly, I think I might be more into just taking out a Bowmasters. Keeping all the Nightmares. Alright, game 3. Ooh, I don't think we keep the 1-land Ocelot Pride hand, unfortunately. Especially going second. Second does give us more time to draw the land, but oh, sometimes you win, sometimes you spin. So the really tricky part here is we are going to keep. Hope I don't get aggressively Blood Moon. We have these 2 cards together. They are fantastic. We're going second, so we will have time to draw. Multiple Guide of Souls and everything, but I have to shoot this rag. And I can't get a basic Plains. Maybe it was a Mold of 5 kind of moment. Okay, just want to get this Guide of Souls down before the Blood Moon comes in. Oh, dashed? Okay. Dashing is quite good. Alright, they can't use that. I will... Oh god, we can get a basic Plains now. We're also going to get to trigger our Pride on end step, which is... So these 2 cards are awesome together. Let's go 1 and 2. Instantly gaining life, making more cats. Nice, nice. And we got our basic Plains, so we're not going to get mooned, thank god. Oh, ow. Okay. Sure. Like, yeah, my board's gonna snowball, but it's a little early to concede. They didn't even know I was missing my 3rd land drop. Like, it's not like I have that much more gas in the tank. Okay. We'll take our wins. Alright, another game. I do really like that Gruul deck that we just played against. It is a pretty decent idea. I do miss being the Blood Moon energy deck, of course. But I really like the efficient Gruul decks, or excuse me, efficient Gruul cards. Questing Druid, Bone Crusher Giant, and how they complement the rest of the energy cards. Ah, notoriously busted card, Guide of Souls, and we're on the play. Yo, are we keeping this? Am I ever getting a Guide of Souls hand? I mean, come on. I just, like, said this is the best 1-drop in the format. This is a Guide of Souls world, and we just live in it. Alright, let's test whether or not Guide of Souls is truly busted. Oh, I don't have mana. Oh, we're totally doing tap land next turn, play the second guide. I think if you're being super optimal, you should mold that hand, but the Guide of Souls world, we live in it. Just being a little silly for the video. Just a tad bit of silliness, if I can be forgiven. And plus, we do have multiple surveil lands. We had 1 in hand, and then 1 we can get off of fetches, so it's easy to surveil your way out of having 5 lands. Alright, monkey boy. Uh-oh. That's not good. I don't have a monkey boy answer. Okay, let's hopefully Heart of the Cards a monkey boy answer. Yeah, sure, that's close enough, right? It blocks it. It is block it profitably. The reason I'm not happy is because, like, opponent has any removal spell, they just sneeze on the card, it dies, right? I'm never super happy to try and block a Ragavan. Like, I always try to hit it with a removal spell instead of blocking. Oh, and now they get to fly the Ragavan. Monkey Angel. Monkey. Oh no, my kitty cat. Alright, well, here's the testing matchup everyone's been asking for. How does this deck fare against the regular Boros? And the answer is we're getting our ass kicked. That was a loosey goose keep, and they had a pretty sweet Ragavan hand. The good news here is we can answer Ragavan, and I think it's a decent idea to just do this at sorcery speed so no shenanigans happen. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to go ahead and grab our other Surveil land. Hopefully we draw a creature so that we could just start Nightmaring. We can get this back, we get this back. We're not a bunch of mana, so theoretically we can Nightmare quite a few times. We could also use the Nightmare energy just to draw one more card in case we draw dead. But we're kind of getting beat down. Another downside of this 3-color mana base. I haven't had to pay that much life this game, but when it's on the beat down, the mana base hurts. Okay, so they gain life, gain energy. This is going to trigger on end step. They're going to get to put counters on something. I really think they should put counters on something. Oh, yeah. We're getting beat down. Probably fly that raptor. We have to fade this Ragavan trigger. Thing is, I want to surveil a card I like on top. So let's let the Ragavan hit us. They have Fable, they can't cast it, that's great. You need to somehow come back here. Ruby, let's go. They're done with their turn, let's get our fetch in. Johnny. Okay, a Johnny Nightmare, flip a Johnny. Is that how we get back in? We can get a Guide of Souls back, we can start getting a little bit of life. It could work. It's probably better than the average top deck. I wonder if it's enough to win. I think we might still lose. Find out. A lot going on here. That's a lot. Play the Ajani. I mean, this is all we have. I wonder if maybe try and find a Phage with it? Phage doesn't even permanently stay on the board. Alright, 1... Yeah, I can only do X equals 1 here, the Guide of Souls. The Ocelot Pride does not. No, I cannot gain. So let's do this. Big action. We're gonna gain 1 life. Oh, I do have energy now, too. Let's go ahead and activate this. Maybe I could have played... Ooh, that's another line. I could have played Chthonian Nightmare before Johnny, then activated. See what's under here. A Phage. Ah. Oh, I'm only doing 2 damage to enemy targets, so I can't even kill this. Alright, I lose. So if let's say I activated Chthonian first, I hit the Phage, I hit this with Phage, I go to 6 HP, do I still die? Yes, Ruby Collector activation, okay. Alright, so unfortunately, instead of being on the beatdown, we got beat down. We can bring in the extra swords, and we probably just the Chthonian Nightmare, at least 1 copy, and then maybe a Fable. You wanna... Fable is quite good. Phage is amazing in the matchup. It's an absolute all-star. They have a lot of cards that die to Bowmasters. I'm happy to see them play Ruby Collector, so we're still going to play all 4 Bowmasters. Run this back. We're going to be on the play here. And it's a 1-lander, but it's one of those 1-landers that's freaking good. On the play, Guide of Souls into Ocelot Prides, you just don't say no to that. And plus, we have, like, Fleet, which I call the best card in the matchup. I know, the land's gotta come, but they'll come in time. We have 4 1-drops that I'm all very excited to play. I will attempt to play Illicky Cat. It's probably not going to work out for me. Yep, goodbye. Oh, I gained life this turn. Haha, I win. The downside of swords in this matchup, that's funny. There is Philia. That's okay. I think we're going to go ahead and clear this Philia with the swords. It's a little loosey-goose, but I think we could snowball because we have this multi-Ocelot Pride hand going on right now. I feel like I'm maybe not the highest priority target to kill, but the fact that we can get 2 kitty cats out of it and get a little bit of chip damage in is pretty sweet. Our board is very wide now. Alright, opponent is going to have a fun Guide of Souls hand, I'm sure. If we can hit another runner land drop off the top, that would be so good. How does he get away with it? And then, what are we at for Blessing? 8 out of 10. Okay, so we will get some extra cats. Go ahead and hit that Guide of Souls. We could hit the Philia as well to prevent flicker value, but like I said, it's Guide of Souls world. We just live in it. No attacks here. Trigger, and then the second one gives us Blessing. Look at all those cats! It's so many! That's so silly. This card's just goofy. We get to trigger it again, guaranteed next turn, which is so silly. Alright, opponent playing an amulet. Alright, I think Sword's one of my prides at this point. Slowing down the goofiness just a tad. And they played their own pride. I could attack here to blink a token and then trade with 2 more, but I don't think that's ever really a great idea. I think right here, what we're going to want to do is play a cat and then a removal spell on something. Interesting. So I think what we could do is maybe just attack with everything, kind of turn the card sideways. Galvanic Discharge the Philia to get it out of the way. It's going to be able to... I can't really attack, but I do want to turn my kitty cat sideways. So what I'm thinking about right now is, do I just play the Ocelot Pride pass, shoot something on their turn? Or do we shoot something right now, attack with everything, offering an Ocelot Pride trade and maybe letting them eat a kitty cat token? I think I like the idea of attack right now, because they have 1 card left in hand and they're at 14. We have 8 creatures on the board. Let's use them, right? Okay, we'll take the trade. This is going to cost them half their life, and I do have another kitty cat right here. So that will make me 2 tokens. So now we have 9 creatures on the board. Okay, Ocelot Prides is silly. Maybe I should never, ever cut that card, huh? Alright, same sideboarding, right? Probably. Let's run it back for game 3. Opponent is going to be on the play, so they could have the stupid degenerate kitty cat hand. So we do have 2 answers. And the mana to cast them. We don't have our second land. Oh, this is a great hand otherwise. I think we'll roll again. We will keep this, it's a little bit better. We do have still the density of answers, which is great. And we're always going to shoot first, ask questions later. That's my general rule. Grab a Boros land here. First, ask questions later whenever you're dealing with a Snow Valley 1-drop. That is Ragavan, Ocelot Pride, Deathbright Shaman, Dragon's Race Channeler, Tameo now, because that stupid card can flip. Any of the flip cards. And all those Planeswalkers are busted on the other side. Just shoot first, questions later.
Beautiful day, brother.
What a beautiful day, Johnny. I think we get the basic here. They might moon us. There's a tiny chance it happens. And then, again, ask questions later. Now we get to present our own little kitty cat. He's not going to do much on his own, but he's here. He's happy. Okay, they named Chthonian here. Unfortunate. Really not the end of the world. Like, I don't mind my opponent spending a sideboard card to answer my Chthonian, especially when they're the ones that should be on the beatdown. This is just slowing them down. They're probably trying to remember how to spell Chthonian. Or maybe they're thinking about naming it Johnny. That's an option. They did remember how to spell Chthonian. Good. Okay. I play this Flage right now. But this target's kind of mid. Let's just take our surveil. Sports. Hard to argue with more removal, right? I think it is. Right. They don't have infinite energy too, which is great. Lurrus to hand, okay. Okay, cool. And we can clean swords, Lurrus coming up. We can also escape this Flage very, very soon. Actually, just as soon as we fetch, we could do it next turn. So we could just Flage the Lurrus. That's great. Do they have a swords to perma-exile my Flage? That would be a little rude. They do? Okay. I'll take the 6 life. I'd much rather have a Flage, but... take my 6. Alright, eventually we're gonna get Kitty Cat back. Oh, there's a little bit of energy generation. Okay, there's a lot of energy generation. They go up to 4. And then let's get our Surveil in. I'm not going to swords just this. We got to save swords for Lurrus at this point. Get the Ruckus in play. Nope. Alright, that's a land to cast Gigantha next turn. So put Gigantha into our hand, and then swords the Lurrus. Glad that this is costing them a lot of energy upkeep, though. It's good. Alright. They're gonna fetch before playing their Lurrus, so they can play a Johnny right away. I can't interrupt them. Yep. Alright, Lurrus, you are going on a vacation.
I will prove my worth to my pride.
Alright, let's play a Gigantha and then play a fetch. Unfortunately, we don't have Surveil land number 3, but we're still just going to fetch the Thin. Alright, well, at least I get 5 life as a consolation prize. I do have better answers in my deck, I do just have to draw to them. The Flage shows up, we win on the spot. That's why our opponent literally exiled it. Even though it wasn't going to stick around as a creature. I maybe should play this Chthonian and just to saturate my mana and get the 3 energy. I probably should have. Right? That Guide of Souls, it's not doing anything right away, but it certainly can do something soon. Just gonna could fetch out and step, but let's just do it now. I should have played this Chthonian out last turn so we get more energy. It's relevant if we draw like an amulet. Okay. Play Johnny. Play that. Just so that we can have the extra energy. And now they gotta be a bit cautious about attacking. Oh, an amulet for them, that's sweet. We have an energy generator on the board too. Okay, it is a whiff. They get to flip a Johnny is the problem. Well, the cool thing is that if I block here like this, right? I'm thinking about it. I get to flip a Johnny and they don't get to interact with it until my next turn, which is pretty good, but then the Johnny Planeswalker probably just gets attacked, right? Hmm. I don't want to block cat on cat, of course, because that would just flip their Johnny. So I'm thinking, do I just sacrifice my cat to the cat gods? I think I do. I'm not sure if this play is correct here. But since I know they don't have a way to answer him with a removal spell, I might as well do it. We're just gonna get another cat to block with. Yes, they can attack him down pretty easily, but we're getting beaten down. We're at 9. Oh, hey, another Johnny. Sweet. Okay, so now they're gonna have a really tough time in combat unless they find a way to make some energy and fly a creature.
Nothing is more important than
I
family.
really need a Flage to show up. That's the #1 card we're looking for right now. If this Nightmare wasn't needled, to my opponent's credit, I would be able to do nothing. Well, I have no creatures in my bin. They've hit everything with swords. They're all gone perma. Oh, I got my kitty cat back. Whoa, I forgot about that. Yeah, they ran out of energy. Alright, welcome to the squad, Ocelot Pride. Another Chthonian. Very sad. Let's go ahead and buff the kitty cats. And then maybe we can ult a Johnny. Wait, that would be sweet. Hold up, hold up. We're gonna ult the Johnny. I've never done the -4. We're gonna do it though. We're gonna knock them down to 1 creature and 1 artifact. Oh, that's so good. Look, I've never done this.
I will cut you all down.
Oh my god! Woo! It won the game! That's my first time doing the Ajani -4. Wow. Yeah, I played probably about 100 BO3s with different variations of this deck. Like literally 100. I was counting on Untap the other day, and I was at about 90. Look at this. Oh yeah, by the way, I learned I'm not #1 in timeless BO3s. Um, I said that on a video that I thought I was. I'm not. There is somebody by the name of Masked Marth. This was pointed out to me earlier today. They are 128 and 24 with the Boros decks. That's over 150 games, 84% win rate. I just wanted to point that out. They were ranked number 9 last time they played a couple hours ago. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so I'm not #1. I'll beat a #2 player. I'm totally cool with that. That's an awesome accomplishment by them. With their nose down grinding. By the way, if you were wondering what version of that they're playing Lurrus. They're playing the Lurrus version with Goblin Bombardment in the deck. And they have 2 copies of Inti, 2 copies of Pia. Actually, I'll just read it out. Lurrus, 4 Guided Souls, 4 Ocelot Pride, 3 Static Prisons, 3 Swords, 4 Galvanic Discharge, 2 Ragavan. Oh, only 2? Huh. 4 Ajani, 4 Amp Raptor, 3 Bombardment, 2 Inti, 4 Amulets, 2 Pias, and straightforward mana base. They're playing Minas Tirith. Tirith? Lord of the Rings thingamajiggy. Playing that as an extra cool land. They're playing 2 copies of Heliod's Intervention in the sideboard? What the hell is that for? Is it for the mirror, perhaps, that you could blow up amulets and gain life? What's that for? Surely they don't have a sideboard card just for, like, an affinity deck that I've never seen. Jolted Awake in their sideboard? Yeah, their sideboard card is Deafening Silence, Fragmented Reality, Jolted Awake, Static Prison, Swords, Flute, Hearse, and Intervention. The Jolted Awake and Heliod's Intervention are interesting. I guess Jolted Awake is a good recursion card when you don't have access to Flage. Okay, okay. This is a pretty good first hand. It's not the best thing I've ever seen. It's not super proactive, but this isn't a super proactive version of the deck, right? This is a bit more grindy and reactive version. Alright, Sacred Arid. What are the odds I need to turn 1 swords? I think the odds I need to are actually very low, and most things that I would want to turn 1 swords I can also answer with Bowmasters. If they play something like a Deathrite Shaman, I'm going to be a little upset. I think this is fine. I have no clue what they're playing. We're in the blind, no companion, never seen this person before. Right, got the shrine coming through, and I said I'd be mad about it. Now I have to be mad about it. Classic. So I could let them have that for one turn and be mana efficient, play an Amped Raptor, and then next turn we do Bowmaster's Swords. Do I want them to have it for a turn? I think that's fine. Amped Raptor is such a high upside for us. We get to like really be on the beatdown if this hits another threat. If it hits a removal spell, that was the goal I was trying to accomplish anyway. If it's a Flage, I'm gonna slam my desk. Oh, I'm gonna slam the desk. The classic. Maybe that was a mistake. Maybe I'm supposed to lead on the amulet there. At least we get to turn it into a card with the amulet. That's a little frustrating. I think that is a mistake by me. Trying to think through. What's the correct sequencing there? Should I keep the fetch land up turn 1 just so that I can swords? And then I would swords then, and then I would be able to flash in the Bowmaster. Am I supposed to just flash in the Bowmasters? I don't think so, because we're going first, and we definitely could be on the beatdown when we play the Raptor. I think that was just the poor side of variance there, and I did make the correct play. Lots of things to think about. We're gonna get griefed here. I'm having fun. Are you guys having fun? I mean, it's not the end of the world. They take my amulet, which kind of sucks, but like, yeah, I'll live. Oh, they take my swords. You're supposed to take this, so I can't use my energy. Okay. You're a grief deck. You're supposed to... My card advantage. Okay. Anyway. So there are a lot of things racing through my head. We could just hold up the Bowmasters, try to block this grief boy. We could put the amulet right away. Cash in on this energy. We just drew a Fable. That card is fantastic. I think I want to wait one more turn on playing this Fable, then we'll have a little bit more info on what we want to draw discard. Let's take a look with this amulet. Let's draw some cards here. Quote unquote draw. I do like waiting a couple turns to play my Fables and not always slamming them on turn 3. Because if you play this on like turn 5, then you know better what exactly your game plan is for the rest of the game. Maybe you have some lands stuck in your hand that you don't need anymore. Maybe you drew some Ocelot Prides way too late for them to have an impact. Maybe you need to dig for a specific answer. So it helps inform your draw discard decision on that second chapter. Let's see what we hit. We might play Fable next turn, but if we draw another 2-drop or hit a 1 or 2 drop off of the amulet, then I might just do Bowmasters plus that other card. Oh, there's interesting. Not too often you see an Abzan deck, but here we are. They're very purposely shocked in this green. It's not just the splash for the Deathrite Shaman. Like, they want it right now. Maybe you get to see a Knight of the Reliquary, and it makes me a little happy on the inside. Alright, I get a Juggernaut. I love Juggernauts. So unfortunately, that's a downside of holding the Fable. It can get Thoughtseize. Well, technically got Juggernauted, but potato potato, as they say. Alright, let's begin our turn by getting a little bit more information. Let's quote-unquote draw a card. Johnny, sweet. So I would love to just play my 2/2 drops. I'm going to go ahead and attack with the Ocelot Pride here. My opponent is hopefully going to be smart enough not to block. I do have a face-up combat trick with this Bowmasters, being able to ping the Juggernaut Peddler. Yep, they don't block. So what we could do is we could flip our Ajani right now, right? Oh, you know what? Actually, that's not greedy. I was about to say that's a greedy play. Why would I do that? But he technically has black mana. I don't think they would tap that way if they actually wanted to cast a black spell. So I'm going to go ahead and Bowmasters my own cat token. Flip a Johnny.
To the hunt!
And then we'll have almost lethal. City's Blessing acquired. To the hunt. Here's a funny little tidbit about Ocelot Pride. Now that we got City's Blessing, we're gonna get an extra army token. It's gonna be 0/0 no counters on it, so it's just gonna die. But if this was like a deck where that mattered, we had a little Mayhem Devil or something in play, be interesting. Alright, goodbye Johnny. They had to pitch something. A Blade Splicer in 2024? In the current year? Alright. Add 2 mana. What's the mana for? They're gonna push something else as well? The Ocelot Pride or something? Goodbye. Alright. Yep, there goes that extra little token. That's funny. Alright, so next turn we get to have a Juggernaut hit the field. Opponent will be quaking. Skyclip. That's a card I've honestly thought about playing in these Boros decks. It's a creature that itself takes a creature off the board, which is theoretically quite good in my opinion. Okay, so do we want to pull this Grief off the board? Do we want to take the Juggernaut Peddler off the board? We have the City's Blessing until the end of time. So as such, I think it's actually not a bad idea to just take this Peddler off the board. That's one less Vigilance blocker. I'm more concerned about attacking than my life total. I don't care. This is 3 power versus 2. Alright, sweet. Now we get to play a Johnny and threaten to flip him when we attack with this Ocelot Pride. It seems good by me. And if opponent does not block, they're going to take a bit of damage. We're going to get more kitty cats. We're going to gain more life. City's Blessing, so we're going to get even more stuff. Alright, my opponent blocks. I think they are dead to flip the Johnny then. Go ahead and flip him. Get out of here. Sweet, that's game 1. So we're against Gilded Goose is very interesting. Like, it's an extra mana dork that can add any color, I guess. There's not like a Birds of Paradise, Noble Hierarch, Ignoble Hierarch, etc. Those cards aren't on Arena, so I guess that's what you have to play. I would just not play another mana dork if I was on the point of playing Goose. They're also playing Blade Spicer in the current year. Interesting. What are we playing? So do we want the Surgical against them? I would like to believe that they're Ephemerate scam, not Reanimate scam, just because they're playing white. So this is not a guaranteed help. I think a Swords might be pretty okay. Maybe we dump a Fable, play a Swords, though Fable is probably the strongest card for rebuilding against this scam deck. I think we keep the Configurate. They didn't get to see my Nightmare, so they're not going to needle it. Bowmasters, is it good here? Actually, the only thing Bowmasters is doing is killing the enemy Bowmasters, right? So let's put in another card that can kill Bowmasters. How about that? And it can also exile their scam card in response to an Ephemerate. How about that? Right, so are we going to keep this, like, disgustingly slow hand? I would categorize this as disgustingly slow. The good news is that if they, like, just scam us, then it puts a fleet in our bin where it should be, right? Oh, God. Oh, right? No, no, not. Maybe there is an argument to keep that against scam. Let's get rid of the discharge here. We'll have to lean on Surveil lands here to hit our land drops. But I'm expecting like the Grief Ephemerate to come out, just rip my hand apart, and then we're going to be top decking against them. Okay, sweet. Another fetch land, probably one of the better things we can draw. So we're just going to lay out the flats if we need to. Do a removal spell, we'll fetch out the Sacred Foundry. And what's sweet is if that they evoke an elemental and they go to scam it. We have 2 removal spells, so they can't just like grief us and take the removal spell and then scam it. They can't possibly take both, so we do get to kill the grief. Okay, sweet. So it's the Blade Splicer, the old nostalgia classic, hitting the board. I'm gonna grab a Surveil land here. Let's grab this cool Rakdos one. It's a weird decision that I made both of my. I mean, you kill Blade Splicer, but no. I made both of my Surveil lands off color. I felt like if I'm fetching on color, it's generally because I want it untapped, but I literally have 4 Sacred Foundries in the deck. Go ahead and tap out and play a Raptor. Any hit except a Flage is going to be quite good. So what if we do hit a Flage? Maybe we should be playing that Amulet first. Let's go ahead and play some board presence. Maybe I am being a little loosey-goosey with my Raptors, and I'm supposed to wait until I have the guaranteed 3 mana, 3 energy, I mean. Yep, we'll go ahead and take the 3 here. I'm really not afraid of my life total going down here. We have Flage to stabilize this long term, and it's not like our opponent's putting any other pressure on beyond this Phyrexian Golem. Okay, what are we doing? We could play a Flage. We could make some energy, fly in a creature, get super on the beatdown. My opponent, they went first this game, right? Yes, because I won. They missed their land drop, so I can hit the Gilded Goose here. Ooh, I like that. We hit the Gilded Goose with energy. Oh, but then I still don't have enough energy to fly. Let's start with I'm thinking, right? I think I want this Gilded Goose. I think this guy should be a cooked bird. He should be dead meat, you know? Let's make him dead meat. Flage going out there. Let's cook that bird. And then I'm really just not concerned about losing the race to a random golem when we have a Guide of Souls in play. I wish there was a way for me to somehow get 3 energy so we can like really get on the beatdown. But I don't think there is without just like discharge this, kind of throw away all my removal spells. I'm interested in killing the Blade Splicer itself. Are they gonna Ephemerate the Goose perhaps? They could Ephemerate the Goose, then Ephemerate the Splicer. Just get a little bit of a classic value. Solitude, wow. Solituding Flage because they're scared of it. That's wild. Oh, it's Page Pest Control? Dang. I mean, that's a play. I don't know what their hand is, so I don't know if that's the correct play, but it's certainly a play. Oh, they got Ephem here. If they have Ephemerate here, then yeah, they kind of blow me out. Alec here. Okay. Sounds pretty decent for them. Unfortunately, yeah, I tapped out a removal spell. I was assuming if they hadn't scammed me already that they probably just didn't have it. And I decided to not play around it, but maybe that was incorrect. Maybe I was supposed to keep playing around it, holding up a mana for my removal spell, because they would not be able to do that if I had the discharge. They wouldn't have killed the Guide of Souls. I would have shot it in response to them doing, where is it, Malakir Rebirth? Interesting. Our opponent is a bit down on card advantage, though, and they're also down on light. So, it's not looking terrible for us. It's not looking bad for the home team at all. We'll take through. I don't mind it. Good news is we have an amulet and some energy just chilling, waiting over, or left over. Okay, 4 mana, grief time. RHINO! In the current year? In 2024, we're playing Siege RHINO. Let's go. Alright, we can hold up that Marsh Flats and play the Pride. Siege RHINO in the current year. You gotta love it. You can't hate on it. You gotta love it. Just watch. If we don't like try to swords this and they're gonna ephemerate it for value, I'm gonna be so mad. Am I losing my amulet here? No, I'm losing that this time. I would assume that my amulet was gone. I just shoot their Solitude here, though. Is that a spew? Am I spewing by shooting Solitude? So +1 energy right here. Preventing them from gaining life and winning the race. Blocks. I think what we might also want to do is maybe just shoot the Skyclave Apparition, get in, make a kitty cat. You get a 2/2 back so that we can keep racing. Is that the play though? That we shoot it and then we put Giganta into our hand and then we can block the Siege RHINO and then we're winning. But if I shoot this, right? If I shoot this right now, what's really gonna happen? What's really gonna happen? They're just gonna hold their Siege RHINO back to block, right? We're chilling. Let's chill. We're chilling. We don't need to get a hit into this cat every turn. It's just a little kitty cat, okay? Just a kitty cat. So I'm tempted to shoot this and get a 3-2. Though? Is it good for me to swords this Siege RHINO? Am I gonna get a better opportunity to use this removal spell? I think not. Yeah, they can't possibly have an elemental and a way to scam it, right? Because they only have one card in hand. They could just have an Ephemerate right here, and I'd be a little mad about it. Maybe I am supposed to play around Ephemerate? Hard to know. Sweet, so we just get to play Giganta, we get to Surveil. I'm gonna go ahead and attack with my Ocelot Pride, holding up mana first, just in case they have some goofy flash threat that comes through that we want to shoot. How are we feeling? We feel like we're taking one. That's a great top deck. Play Juicy J. I played the 8 mana 5/5. What is your move? Maybe our opponent should have built their deck with an 8 mana 5/5 in it. Maybe they'd have a little more luck then. We got the blessing. Alright, goodbye, Juicy J. It was nice knowing you, I guess. Oh, you know what's really cute? Ocelot Pride can copy the Skyclave token. Interesting. Oh, I'd love to do that. I'm not gonna get a chance to attack though, am I? Go ahead and play our boy, Amped Raptor. I think 99.99% of the time we're discharging the Shaman here. After Amped Raptor flips, we gotta see what we hit. We got another little key cat. Unfortunately, no way to gain life, and no way to crack through with them. Unless we hit our removal spell here. Chthonian, okay. Chthonian, get back Bowmasters, and then get back Bowmasters again. That'll be 2 pings. It's pretty sweet. Yeah, I do. So we're gonna Chthonian, get back Bowmasters. This is the first like successful Chthonian cast this video, huh? It's been an hour? Wow. That's a weird bit of variance. We only like drew it once before this and it was needled. Oh, I need a non-croaking creature to get sacked so that we can hit, right? Actually, wait, can I double removal this turn? Hold up. I was thinking that I'm gonna like ping twice with Bowmasters, but I don't actually have a way to do that because I need the Bowmasters to die somehow. Unless I want to shoot my own Bowmaster. I don't want to do. So, Amped Raptor in the bin, right? And just generate a little bit of energy. Generate a lot of bit of energy, in fact. They're gonna deny me my little 1/1. That's not the end of the world. Alright, let's generate even more energy. Raptor back. Sacrifice the Bowmasters. So with that loop, we just killed a 1/1 and we got a little energy. That's not bad. And then we're gonna kill this Deathrite Shaman because that's kind of a spooky card. Is it a card that's gonna win the game from here? No. Is it a card that's gonna let them stay in it longer than they should be able to? Yeah. Take it out. Oh, goodbye. Damn. Good top deck for them. Shit. Now what? Ooh, good draw. It's my Chthonian already. Oh yeah, it'll slam the Ajani attack with everything, right? It can't go wrong.
What a beautiful day!
I press space 3 times and attack with everything. Your move, idiot. What do they do here? They just take everything? Alright. I'm gonna get a few tokens here, opponent. I hope you know that. Yeah, watch this. They don't know. It's so many! Why did I get so many? These things work exponentially if you didn't know. Each cat sees the previous cat's extra tokens made on end step. Oh, yo, birthing ritual? Okay, now I get why they got the siege RHINO. It's all for that birthing ritual value. Alright, this is a sick deck. I haven't tried birthing ritual yet, mostly because I'm convinced like building this kind of a deck is not good. But hey, our opponent's cooking. Give him some time to cook. Alright, what is it? What's gonna win the game here? 3 mana value or less. What is it? Spore Frog. That card's not on right now. What the hell is this? I've never seen this before in my life. Wow, new card. Everyone, hold up. New vault card. Oh, it's from Big Score. Okay. Wait, this is just Blade Splicer. Blade Splicer with Outlast. Well, that's a lot better than Outlast, huh? What the heck? They power crept my boy Blade Splicer. I can't believe it. You spend a whole rare just to play Blade Splicer in the Nostalgia deck just for it to get power crept to the next dimension by a green card of all things? Dude, Legacy players have to be fuming. Alright. Oh, we're getting a little long on the video, but I think we only did 3 games, and I usually do 4. So let's squeeze one in. If it's a Nexus of Fate player again, we're gonna cut the whole thing out. I'll just skip to the defeat screen and say it was Nexus. I hate my life. I hate Arena. I wish I still had Thoughtseize in the main deck. All right, on the draw, we are up against a companion. My webcam is hiding it. It's on that exact spot in my screen. It's Lurrus. Up against Lurrus, we just got a handful of 2-for-1s and a Flage. If we get beat down, this might be a little slow, right? They could play some crazy fast threats, and if Amped Raptor doesn't hit well enough, we could get run over. But I think Amped Raptor hits well enough on average. Okay. This could be like the Lurrus control list. I've seen a lot of Lurrus control where they play Jace, the Valkyrie flips the Tibalt. Yeah, Lurrus control. Okay. Well, this is a matchup where we did want the Thoughtseize. Huh? Is our deck better than Boros against this? I would say I think we're a little worse than Boros, even with the Thoughtseizes. It's a lot less streamlined. Let's go ahead and... Oh, we have Blood Crypt in hand? Yes, sir. So we're going to want a white source. Okay, we will take land number 3. Do we want our boy a Johnny? I think so, because we don't have a target for the Amped Raptor. We also haven't produced energy number 3 for it. Gonna get main deck Stern Scolding, because that's just the meta right now. Main deck Dispelled. Holy crap, it is main deck Stern Scolding. That is the meta right now. Oh my god. Somebody please, for the love of God, just queue up Show and Tell and get like rank 10 so that these people stop. Make it so that people stop teching their decks against Boros. I just want to play my energy deck. Come on. I'm kidding. I'm not upset. I'm having fun. Opponent's just chilling, holding up some mana. What do we want to resolve? We can see if Nightmare resolves. Oh, that's such a good card. We could just Flage them. Just put the Flage in our bin. Considering they pretty aggressively shock and fetch, they could have Death Shadow in the deck as a threat. I've seen that before. Lurrus control with Death Shadow. We're definitely red mana, alright. We could play Chthonian Nightmare just to play it. Doesn't make sense. We could play an Amped Raptor. I'd rather not until they put something on the board or until I get a little energy. I don't want this amulet to ever get countered, right? Because it's so good. It's just card advantage. So I think I'm just gonna... Really? Am I just flaging them? Am I actually just like flage 3 up top? Your go, idiot? I think so. I'm just gonna give them something that's not worth using a counter spell on and say, alright, you left your mana up, I hope you're happy with yourself. That's correct. Ah, Bowmasters, of course. The classic. Alright, so this turn we can try to amp it up twice. We also try to resolve this amulet. I like amp it up. Amulet, like, they just have double blue, which represents a counter spell to me. Okay, the spell's... Dude, wait! I joked about main deck spell snare too. Time out, you can't do this. What the hell? This guy's just playing anti-Boros control on a Tuesday. Can you calm down? I'll take it as a compliment. Let's resolve this. They might have a Spell Pierce, but if it's really anti-Boros Tuesday, they don't. Alright, cool. You really made decking both. Holy crap. It's not that I think they made a bad decision. Like, good in the meta. Spell Snare itself, especially, is a good, efficient card. It is always 1 mana for 2. It's not playable in Modern at the moment, but in the past, you think back 5 years ago when I was playing Modern a bit, people were jamming that card. It's a good card. You can't hate. Alright, let's tap our amulet. There's your boy Jace. Is that a Tibalt? Lose the game if that hits the board. Oh no, it's just the Soren's Ransom. Okay. Card's really cool, other than like the busted interaction with the Valky Tibalt. It just lets the Lurrus deck play a Planeswalker, which is pretty interesting. They are tapped out. I think we take this opportunity to Bowmaster their Bowmaster. Do I want to do anything else, like jamming a Nightmare, getting in a Johnny back? That's interesting. So I could Bowmaster their Bowmaster, Nightmare, get a Johnny back, sacking the token. And a Johnny's really strong. He probably eats a removal spell for breakfast, but I would have a Johnny in play. It would take a removal spell out of their deck. It would get me some energy for that amulet. I could also just play another amulet. I'd like to get a Johnny back into play. This is letting me resolve clean through counterspells 2 threats that I think are very important. Will they just get removed? Probably. I think I'm still very happy to just get them in play. I think next turn we're going to play Amulet from Exile, though.
Strike as one.
Like, the other line is play Amulet from Exile, get a lot of pings. Okay. You don't get to have this. I'm gonna give them these 2 threats, and I'm gonna say, hey, buddy, you get both. Hopefully they just take that. Please just take the creatures. I don't flip your Valky. I've played this exact person before with the Lurrus Lurrus plus Death Shadow control. Well, they saw through my bluff. I made that pile as tempting as I could. I really gave them the 2 threats. They probably said to themselves, there's no way opponent's just giving me a shadow. Oh, they have a shadow. Maybe that's why they didn't want it. Alright, so next turn we get Valky himself gonna hit the battlefield. Let me think about what we want to do. We can Fleege, get this thing out of the way, attack Jace. We could flip our Ajani right now. If we could flip, I mean, we could try to flip our Ajani. Probably doesn't happen. So the waste of the Ajani is Fleege, shoot our cat. We could just sack the cat. I think the first thing that we do is we put Chthonian Nightmare on the stack and see what happens. I might flash back the Fleege and take that shadow out of the way. Yeah, goodbye. Oh, no, not goodbye, Johnny. It's getting mana drained. Okay. So now let's play the Amped Raptor. Again, I didn't play this Amulet from Exile, even though I said I would. Oh, Legend Gruul, let's go! Okay, we might be able to race this Tibalt. If they have a Fatal Push off this last land, then, you know, well played. A well-constructed deck as well.
Nothing is more important.
But we get to kill them next turn with the Ajani. No, they got it. Oh. No, you're not supposed to have it. Okay, so they went to 7. Are there lines where we can kill them before the Tibalt kills us? I think those lines actually do exist with a Fleege in our hand and like these amulets ready for the triggers. I think this world exists. I'm not saying it's likely, I'm just saying that like it exists. I think it's possible for us to win this game, so I'm going to attempt to win the game. They're gonna take my amulet. Understandable. That is my line to victory. Nope, they just take the top card. Hey, and a Johnny. Oh, and a fucking drain. Okay, sure, whatever. just fuck me up. Just fuck up my day. This is not an easy card to beat. Like, most of the time I concede here, but I'm at my personal best rank for the season, right? 18's as high as I've been with this deck, so let's keep pushing it. Plot that Lurrus. We get the hold up of the Dream TM. I think we can let this shadow hit us once. Wait, why are you attacking? I can attack you with all my creatures. Pull up. Why are you doing that? Yeah, exactly. Alright, oh, another shadow, okay. Alright, so they only have that one drain that they could use. So we're gonna start with an amulet. This is almost definitely gonna get drained. I want to start with a fleet? No, let's start with an amulet. This is gonna get drained. Yep. That's predictable. Amulet, there's a ping. Your shadows are gonna grow, that is understandable. Marsh Flats, you've got it, kid. Okay, hear me out. We just need to ping them. Fleege from the graveyard, it represents 5 damage with the 2 amulets. They're gonna take 1. Very understandable. Mine. What are we cooking? They got a free Lurrus, they got a lightning bolt from us. A lot of ways to cook. But we also do have ways to kill them, which makes me excited. Oh, shit! Dude, I don't think I've ever seen this card ults. What's going on? What is this? You cast a spell? A spell? Not even an instant or sorcery like most cards would do? A spell? Just any spell? Oh, right. Give it a ring there. What does it do other than just can't be blocked? No, that's it. Okay. A spell? They're gonna get 2 Lurruses. They're gonna get 2 Johnnies and Legend Rule him. What the fuck? Do they know that? Do they know they get to Legend Rule their Johnny here off the Jace? Holy crap. I'm so glad I recorded this game, because first, freaking anti-Boros tribal over here. Second of all, they're gonna do some goofy stuff with this Jace ult. Token Lurrus. Ping me with my own amulet, because F me, apparently. I should probably keep the token, right? Not that it really matters. 2 effing Bowmasters. This is fun. They're gonna after my. They're gonna after me. Okay, my life total. You bolt me and copy it. They should flip the Ajani. I don't think they know they can do it. Do it. Come on. I'm rooting for them. I hope they try it. They bolt me. Okay, I got a 1. Don't worry, we got Flage. This is winnable. We can gain the life. We can gain the life back. We have the technology. Oh, they're gonna legend rule. Oh my god. Oh, and I just added the ping anyway, so whatever. That was fun, at least. I had fun. Felsies. So they're playing Shadow, huh? So maybe, hear me out. We bring in swords. We're keeping swords, because the swords just murder Shadow. No. Let's not get too cute. Let's not get too cute. Let's not get too lost in the sauce. We're gonna bring out Fable against the Bowmasters deck. And then lastly, I think Flage is kind of at its worst here. It's still pretty good. But we can go down on copies. Maybe we should have 1 swords. 1 swords over a Flage. Oh, we need needles. We need to needle jockey. Add another Flage. All right, up first. No. Yeah, they have to, right? Hmm. Put back via Johnny, I think. Mm-hmm. Put him back here. Take via Johnny. And I think we're going to take a Surveil here instead of being proactive with any of these cards, unfortunately. I need to hit that second land drop really bad. I'm going to Surveil right now. Do we want the Ruckus? I think we want the Orzhov, actually. It's just hard to mull a hand with interaction and a sideboard card when you are on, when you're already mulliganing. Unfortunately, after we fetch black-white, we then draw basic black. So not looking great for the home crowd. They're also playing Bowmaster, Bowmasterling. We'll Smell Snare. Unfortunately, we're going to get kind of clapped here. Ooh, maybe we should have went to 5, boys. Will this black-white the correct fetch? Given the cards we had, yes. This is the only land that we would draw that would punish us, right? Because every other land, it's got red in it. Like, other than the basic plains, I guess. Right? Yeah, every other land in our deck's got... No, we could have drawn a Godless Shrine, what am I saying? Okay, we drew both needles. So, what does a man do in this situation? I think he plays both needles. Give me... How is that Jace called? Ah, man. I had to look this up last time, too. Let's do Tibalt, Cosmic Imposter. And then I gotta Google what that Jace is called. 1 second. Jace Reawakened. Okay. Jace Reawakened. And they get Bowmasters, of course. Alright, so if we draw a red source, then we're still not doing great, because then we just get spell snared. And that red source, it's gotta show up. Like, it's gotta come. Oh, man. Not happy right here, to be honest, with the home crowd. Okay, red source. Good news, bad news. Good news is that we can play this. Bad news, it's always bad news, is that this card's getting countered. I'm gonna throw out that Amped Raptor, and that Amped Raptor is gonna get countered. And then we're gonna get freaky with that Amulet, hopefully. And that Amulet will carry us. We might just get out-tempoed by a control deck, which would be pretty sad. Ooh, third Bowmasters. Yeah, we're gonna die here. Maybe we should have kept the Raptor because we are getting beat down and we needed a creature body to stabilize with. Okay, this is kind of tragic. Let's see if we can hit swords here. That would be pretty dope. Did I keep the swords in? No, I said it's too cute. Why would I ever keep swords in? Oh, bad beats. Sometimes you get good beats, sometimes you get bad beats. I think there's a couple of decisions that we could have made a little bit better in that matchup. Maybe I could watch it back and think about it. But that's going to be it. I should have ended the video before the match. I would have looked better going undefeated, and it would have been a little shorter. But it's getting late for me, so I'm going to hop off. This is fun. Ooh, let's open a pack. Oh, this isn't even a Modern Horizons pack. This is crappy. What's this? Not timeless playable. Alright, yeah. Thanks for watching, folks. Here's the deck list one more time. Actually, we can talk about it really quick. I do like these changes. I really do like really do like want the white fetch land. The white surveil land. I've decided on it. Do I want 3 surveil lands? That's too many, right? I think I would want to go up to 22 lands if we want that many. So like that. Do that. Seems reasonable. Maybe one more fetch instead of one more fetchable. I'll think about it a little bit, but this is the list as it stands. I do like the decision to turn black into more of a splash. I think that's 100% correct. It was just too painful on the mana base to play it the other way. Deathbright Shaman, busted fucking card. It wasn't at its best in this deck, and it was just a one drop I shoved in there. But seizes are better in the sideboard. Okay, yeah, that seems pretty good. I'll keep working on this. I've gotten some suggestions from people already, so hopefully we'll be back with another version. I think tomorrow I'll play something else. So I'm gonna make another. I'm gonna try to make a video every single day until I get bored of it. And tomorrow we're gonna do not Mardu sack. We'll probably do a different deck. If not, I will just try out one of the new Boros variations. Great. Thanks for watching.